Now this is unprecedented and it is very, very frustrating because the Vinesh Phogat CAS verdict has been delayed for the third time. First it was August 11th, now it was August 13th, now we were building up for all that, and now August 16th is the new deadline. Now this has become very, very farcical. Now which side is promoting that farce, we don't know at this point in time. Is it UWWIOC or is it Vinesh Phogat and IOA and all the other lawyers who are there at this point in time? Because in the history of CAS, this has never ever happened. 3 deferments and the medal decision and whatever are the other decisions that's going to be there, it has not happened. So Vinesh, we don't know when she will be back in India. Today they were saying that perhaps she could be back, but no, she's not back in India. Maybe she's moved outside of the Games Village, because now after the end of the Olympics, you have to move out of the Games Village. But now, third deferment, and now this is getting really, really frustrating at this point.
This is really absolutely unprecedented. I was not expecting this, because already once it was sort of delayed when it was supposed to come before the Olympic Games, already once it is sort of postponed after the Olympics, that in itself was a really, really big shocker in itself. But now even a third postponement, Sidvi sir, what do you make? Because I clearly am blank after this decision.
Now see, the official decision of Court of Arbitration of Sports has come, okay? Vinesh Phogat applicant, the decision to extend the 24-hour time limit for Vinesh Phogat and UWW, IOC and IOA by application of Article 18 of the CAS arbitration rules for the Olympic Games. The president of the CAS ad hoc division extends the time limit for the panel to give a decision until 16th August 6 p.m. Paris time. Now you are very well accustomed to what is the time in India, 9:30 p.m. IST all over again. 3 more days, 14th and 15th, 16th, you will probably come to know what is it. But I'm sorry, now whatever decision comes, this has hollow meaning in it. And look at that. Article 18, now that is the one thing that the CAS ad hoc panel are now looking at, because the ad hoc panel is made up of certain individuals. Court of Arbitration of Sports, by conferring Article 18, has extended the timeline to this. Now, the event happened on the 8th. 8 days later, you may potentially see a verdict. Now, this could go on for months also, for all I care. Now, CAS, if you have to look at its reputation as a fast-track court, that has been absolutely decimated now, because I'll tell you why. This is not the first instance, Shashwat. Yeah. Second instance, CAS, they were asked to make the verdict at that point in time when the gymnastics floor events ended on 5th.
Yeah.
Then on 10th, they voided the decision to give Jordan Childs the bronze medal. And that is why Barbosu got the bronze. But now the American contingent is once again appealing that, because 0.4 seconds, 1 minute they were given the extension to appeal, but they made it in 1.04 seconds. So that is the reason why the medal went to the Romanians and not to the Americans.
I'm still not able to understand. I'm pretty sure that what this clearly shows is, because it was when this case actually went on to the CAS, the first reactions from everyone was that it is a sort of an open shut case. There is nothing much that the Indians can sort of put their case up. It's just about, trying that extra mile. But definitely that's not the case anymore, because the IOA, what this clearly shows is that they have definitely put out a case that is strong enough for the CAS to actually think about that decision, because otherwise it should have been an open shut case.
No, it isn't.
Yeah.
I will honestly tell you, while looking at the statements that have been made, looking at the rule interpretation, let me honestly tell you, Vinesh Phogat, IOA are on very weak ground. If you have to look at the UWW rules, if Vinesh and the contingent are fighting on the UWW rules in itself, they will be on the back foot. This decision of the extension, I'll tell you 2 reasons behind it. One, they will now issue an order which will not decimate the sport of wrestling. They will have to ensure that the rules are watertight and the framing of the rules is much better. Number 1. Number 2, They cannot have an open and shut case for one simple reason. If you award a medal to Vinesh, you are destroying the legitimacy of wrestling at that time. But if you don't give the medal also, there is a problem with UWW at this stage.
Yeah, the rules definitely, but the Indian contingent has definitely put in a really strong case here, because if we just go by the rules, if we go by exact what are written in the rule, there was no situation in which Vinesh would have gotten this medal. But now also it's not certain that she'll get it, but this extension clearly shows that there are things that need to be looked forward to.
It will be looked forward to, but then it doesn't mean that our chances of a medal have now increased.
For sure.
Because the rule is clear. Now, how it will be worded and how it will come in that sense, that is the real thing that you have to look at here. So, for people who are joining us now at this point in time, for the third time, the verdict has been delayed. Once it was deferred to because the IOA and the others wanted to give some supporting documents in it. Then UWW had to produce documents as well, and 13th was the deadline. So that was a second deferment. Now, after reading all that, Court of Arbitration of Sports has decided that for 3 more days now, 16th August, that is the deadline. It is really, really frustrating. We had hoped for that there would be an end to this drama. Now, let me call it very bluntly. This is a drama. Now, whatever has happened, now, whatever be the verdict, Vinesh deserves the silver or does this and all that, it's a very hollow feeling. Honestly, now getting the silver, not getting the silver doesn't mean anything at this point in time, because Tariq pe Tariq, what we heard about 23 years ago in the film Damini, not in the 31 years ago in Damini, it's now coming true in the modern era in Court of Arbitration for Sports. Tariq pe Tariq. But insaf milega? I don't know at this point in time. Who will get the insaf? Whether it is Vinesh Phogat or whether wrestling at this point in time is going to happen, we don't know at this point. But I would just request the army of supporters and the army of people and the experts, armchair experts who are out there defending or panning this, please read the rules. That is why interpretation of the rule seems to be the most problematic area at this point in time. That is why third time the verdict has been deferred. So it's unfortunate we are building up to all of this, and unfortunately for the third time it's been deferred. Now we'll have to do it all over again, the anticipation and everything, on August 16th. August 16th, 9:30 p.m. you might get the verdict. I'm not going to say will, you are not going to say assured, whatever are those, you may say bombastic words, oh, final extension, final of final extensions. Absolutely wrong. If it gets deferred for the fourth time, this will continue for months, because the sport of wrestling is at stake here and we don't know how it's going to pan out to be. Thank you so much. So, you want to add anything, Shashwat?
Yeah, definitely. I wouldn't be surprised if this is again there's a fourth delay in this, because already this is for me a shocker, because today everyone was building up to it. Already I know that it was supposed to come during the Olympics, before the Olympics ended itself. Vinesh should have returned back today itself with all the other contingent, but she decided to stay, hoping that the verdict will come out, but that's not the case. And again, there is a delay, and it's definitely a shocker for me.
It is a shocker. So yes, no decision today. We are all thinking that yes, one way or the other, as they say in Hindi, is par ya us par, but it didn't happen. We are still stuck in neutral. So no verdict today. The verdict has been delayed by another 3 days. CAS has already issued a statement. Article 18 has been implemented, and that's why the ad hoc panel wants more time. Thank you so much, folks, for joining us for this live. Thank you so much from me, Shashwat, also, and Shivam. And we'll be back with more updates on sports. Right, tap that bell icon so you know when we go live. Don't forget to subscribe to all the content. We are bringing you the content as quickly as possible. Download Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram also of Sports Today. And it's bye-bye.